What's going on, guys? This is your boy Rain here, and today I am here with a tier list of basically the halfway through the season. I guess it's over halfway through the season, but honestly, we can basically say what the tier list is going to be for the current NBA teams right now. We can basically rank them because, honestly speaking, we know what teams are going to be tanking. We know the teams that are in the middle. We know what teams that are good, to be honest. It's February 1st. We're a couple months away. We're heading into the trade deadline. We're going to look at some teams and rank them from um, where they're going. From where they've been in this season. So let's begin. We're going to start off with the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, D tier, dog shit team. Giannis is very likely going to be leaving in the deadline, as I made a video about that. But most importantly, this team has to do a hard fucking rebuild because I don't even understand the concept of the direction of what they wanted to do with this team around Giannis. The failure of Kyle Kuzma was horrible. Miles Turner trade was a failure. And trading Drew Holiday was a failure. This team is just bad. The Brooklyn Nets are an obvious D tier as well because simple as the fact that they are just bottom of the barrel. Michael Porter Jr. is another guy that's in trade conversations. So this team's obviously tanking. They have a lot of draft picks that they can use at their disposal for the next 5 years. And Michael Porter Jr. is going to bring them more draft picks. So the New York Knicks, I'm honestly going to rate them it's either A or S, because I could say S because I think they're going to win the Giannis trade stakes, and they're going to get Giannis for Cat and some a first round pick and a couple first round picks and prospects. So I'm gonna say S is respectable. Honestly, I'm gonna put Knicks as probably one of the top contenders for the East. The Toronto Raptors, I'm gonna put the Raptors in B tier. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a team that will make it to the conference finals or anything like that. I think they're a good first, second round team right now, looking to be better. It really depends on the development of this combo between Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, if they can keep going with this. And I am very curious what they're going to do in the deadline and if they're going to do anything, because they have some good assets they can use that can get some good players. The Utah Jazz is obviously D tier. They can easily just keep selling at this point. They really just need to get younger, and they're just in a rebuild. The Rockets, I'm going to put the Rockets in A tier. I think they're a really good team. I think they're solid. I think they have all the fundamentals to be a good team. I think my only true weakness I have for the team is I think that the guard work in for the Rockets is not as good as it was last season. Obviously, because they traded Jalen Green, that's going to have some, and they don't have Fred VanVleet. That's going to have something to do with that. But I still think the team's really good, adding Kevin Durant, obviously. The New Orleans Pelicans, obviously a dumpster fire. There's a lot of shitty teams in the NBA right now. I can't lie, a lot of shitty teams. They're obviously going to probably trade Zion, most likely. That's the most likely trade going to happen. The Lakers, I'm going to put them in B. I think the Lakers are in a good spot where they're going to make the playoffs. They could go on a crazy run with LeBron. But I think the big thing that a lot of people need to recognize is that there's a lot of things that can go wrong and there's a lot of things that can go great with this offseason for the Lakers. So I have them in the middle because I think they're an above average team. And considering they're in the West as well. If they were in the West, maybe A tier, right? Chicago, I'm going to put Chicago in C. I think they're a good young team. I think they're still going to make some trades in the offseason. In the deadline / offseason with Vucevic and potentially Kobe White being players that might move. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm going to put the Timberwolves in, honestly, it's either A or B. I'm going to put them in A. I think that they're a solid team, and they're going to run it kind of back, just like last season. I could see them being a conference finals team. There is a lot more competition and Minnesota didn't really make any moves to adjust to the competition, so I think it'll be harder. The Portland Trailblazers, I'm going to put them in C. I think they're a good, young, up-and-coming team. Obviously, they got Damian Lillard, who will make a return next season. Denny's an all-star, you know what I mean, all-star caliber player. And they have Drew Holiday, who's playing quite well for his age as well. This team is pretty good, honestly, and they have the potential to be pretty good in the next few years. The Denver Nuggets, Denver is such a weird team for me because I honestly think Denver is one of the most overrated teams in the NBA. I honestly don't think they're that good of a team. Like, if it wasn't for Joker, this team would be horrible. Like, this team would be horrible. We're talking like in D tier. But when Joker's playing, they're B tier. Obviously, I'm going to chuck the Thunder at S tier. We don't have to explain much about that. Memphis Grizzlies, we're going to put in D. They are trash. John Morant looks like he's going to be trade bait. I doubt they're going to trade Jaren Jackson Jr. I highly doubt that move's going to happen. But we will see. The Dallas Mavericks, it's really, I'm going to put them in C tier, to be entirely honest, because Cooper Flagg's been playing really, really well. And being the fact that he's really the only person on this team playing in general, that's an all-star caliber player. Like, we know Kyrie, Kyrie is still not back, and AD is out for the rest of the season. So, you gotta put him there. I gotta put the Spurs in S tier. I think that they are definitely a title contender this season. I expect them to be in the conference finals against the Thunder this year. The Suns, I honestly think the Suns are quite underrated. I think they're an underrated team this season. I think there's a lot of potential after the Suns rebuild that this team could be kind of decent. Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks has kind of turned out to be some good assets added to the Suns lineup with Devin Booker. They still need to add some more pieces here and there, but the team is not ass. It's not like they ran out of time. For example, the Clippers. I think we put the Clippers in C tier. I think that, man, oh man, this team is just a nightmare. With Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, it's just been a nightmare. It has not been good. The Golden State Warriors. I'm going to put the Warriors, honestly, they're kind of B tier. They're kind of the same thing as Denver. If they don't have Steph Curry, they're horrible. I don't mean, honestly, they're bad. Jimmy Buckets is not having a good year this year whatsoever. In my opinion, he's not up to his standard of play. Steph is playing incredible, but Steph has to be playing. Detroit Pistons is the other... What the hell just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What happened to my entire website, bro? What just happened? Okay. Why is that saying new? I apologize for the technical difficulty. I don't know why that just happened. I gotta redo this. One moment. I just need to go Bam, the Bucks, Nets, the Jazz, Pelicans, Memphis. Okay, here we go. Detroit. We're gonna put Detroit in S tier. I think that they are the other top contender. I think the chemistry has been phenomenal. They've developed some phenomenal chemistry in Detroit. That people are talking about doing trades with Detroit and shit like that. I feel like Detroit shouldn't touch their roster. I'll be honest, they shouldn't. Sacramento Kings, obviously dumpster fire roster, trash. They're horrible. They're going to sell their entire roster this season. They already are starting to do that currently. DeAndre Hunter just got traded there, by the way. Speaking of that, Cavaliers are kind of mid, but they're 29 and 21. I'd probably put them in B tier. They're not as good as last year. There's something about this season that they're just not as good as last year. I think it might be depth. I think it's the lack of health with the team as well. The Boston Celtics, I'll go A tier. I think that they've been the biggest shocker in the entire season, to be entirely honest. If you look at everyone on this list, Boston being an A tier is insane, but they have been really good this season. Considering like not having Jason Tatum, like not having their superstar player, they've been really good with Pritchard stepping up and Derek White stepping up. Like the guard work has been insane with the Boston Celtics. The Philadelphia 76ers, I'm going to put them in C tier. I think that it's either C or B. It's either or, but like I'm gonna put them in C because I'll put them in B. I think they're decent. Like if they had like Joel Embiid starting to get some momentum going. Tyrese Maxey's been phenomenal all season. Unfortunately, Paul George just had that incident, obviously. But that being said, I think they're a pretty good team. Charlotte Hornets, they're on a 6-game winning streak right now, currently as we're recording, so I'm putting them in C. But other than that, they've been kind of memed all year for being horrible. There's potential. There is potential with this Hornets team. And they need to make a trade for Bridges, and that's really the only one I can see. Like people are talking about Ball getting traded all the time. Don't trade him. Don't trade LaMelo. Washington, yeah, Washington's pretty bad. Obviously, Alexander Sarr is the big up for Washington for sure in the whole situation. Didn't they just? I feel like they just did a big trade too, and I'm completely blanking out on the player. I feel like I big. I'm sorry. In the comments, tell me who the trade was. I might actually look it up right now. Let me look it up. I feel like Washington Wizards just did a trade. Didn't they just do a trade recently? Trae Young. Sorry, yeah, they did just get Trae Young. That's my apologies. I'm glad I just did that research. They did just get Trae Young, but they're still horrible. Orlando Magic, I'm going to put them in C tier. I think that they should have been better this year, but Paulo didn't really step up. The Bane trade kind of didn't work out as well as they wanted. It's kind of been a nightmare for Orlando this season, in my opinion. Miami. Miami is really in that mixed match of B and C, but I'm going to put them in C tier. I honestly, they're my favorite team, and not having Tyler Hero and fully relying on Bam Adebayo, like they have no guards. They're relying strictly on Bam Adebayo, Jamie Hawkes Jr., and Powell. There is no three-point shooting on this team. Massive problem right now. The Atlanta Hawks, I'm going to go with the Hawks probably being... I'll put them in C. I think they're about the same as Miami. Like they're kind of just in that mediocre place where they're trying to trade Porzingis, Trae Young. They just did a trade for. They have their young assets that are good. They have their big three. They just don't have the depth to build around it. And the Pacers, obviously D tier, considering that they got rid of Miles Turner and Halliburton's been injured all season. They only have Pascal Siakam. That's it. That's the only player that they have. So this team is pretty garbage. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this tier list, if you guys agree or disagree. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I would absolutely appreciate that. We're almost at 50 subscribers. It'd be awesome if we hit 50 subscribers real soon. I would love that. Have a good old jolly day there, boys. I love y'all so much.